Hi, my name is Kwame Granderson, and I'm a real estate attorney. And today I'm going to talk about the impact of cap rates or capitalization rates on the commercial market. Part of the reason that there's an implosion right now of commercial real estate is because many of the commercial properties acquired over the last couple of years were acquired at very, very low cap rates. And here's what that means. The cap rate is the ratio of the net operating income of the property, which is the gross income minus the expenses, over the purchase price. So the net operating income over the purchase price, that ratio is the cap rate. And if you listen to my description of what the net operating income is, what you'll notice is that it doesn't take into account debt. So in many instances, the cap rate was so low on some of these properties when people bought them that the cap rate was actually lower than market interest rates. And so what you essentially have is you have negative leverage on a lot of these properties. And so especially where the property had a short-term loan on it, so a loan that was amortized over 20 years but due in 5 years, when that loan became due and the property came up for consideration for new financing, the cap rates were so low and the income of the property was so low, it just didn't support getting new debt against it, especially when the underwriting standards for the commercial market tightened up. So now you have a lot of these landlords where they have properties that don't cash flow and a very strict lending market so that they can't refinance the property. The loans are due, and so now they're in a situation where their bank is expecting them to pay off the loan, but they don't have the capital to do that. So they're essentially in default on the property, and the banks are now deciding whether or not to foreclose. When you hear the term shadow inventory, a lot of times what people are referring to is the fact that there are all these properties out there in default, these commercial properties, and the lenders are turning a blind eye to a lot of these properties. They're in default, they're not in compliance with the loan documents, but the lenders haven't made a decision yet to foreclose, but they could. And part of the reason that they're concerned about foreclosing is because they don't want to further destabilize the market and compromise their own portfolios. So that's what's going on right now in the commercial market, and that's why there are going to be a lot of opportunities for investors to acquire commercial properties because of this problem with all of these commercial properties being in default. Thank you for joining me today, and I'll see you next time.